What's up, lads?
We're not gonna fly.
And we are live.
Yes!
Forgot my line, bro. Sorry, I didn't read the script this week.
Yeah, down Justin. Normally he says it whether what do you two, but we're doing it. Week 1 is in the books. Week 2 podcast. It's about to be live. Shout out to Emily, our biggest supporter.
She
Hope you enjoyed
watches
the last
every
pod.
episode.
And I mean, you got to be happy with the rankings. That's all I gotta say.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, how you doing, Noah? How are you enjoying your absolute destruction of Sam?
I feel like this happens every time I play Sam. His team just collapses beneath my feet. Maybe I'm just remembering the one final where it happened, but it seems like a recurring theme.
He brings up the final. I
Yeah,
remember his team
That
collapsing
was a good day.
when
It
Alvin
was
Kamara
like
scored 6
the
touchdowns.
the week started off with Alvin Kamara scoring 6 touchdowns, and then if we did the math, I could have benched him and still won.
Yeah, if I recall, his team actually still had a good game though, but your team was just dumb.
Oh, just everybody popped off. Is that
Yeah,
what it was?
everyone just popped off. Yeah.
Nice. It's good to win that way. It feels nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
But let's not dwell in the past. I did look at my team after week 1, and I was number 1 in points for and number 12 in points against, and I was like, it's just like old times. Just like old times, baby.
We're back. We're so back. Well, hopefully I can turn it around this week. We are recording on a Thursday night. The Thursday night game is live. James Cook is trying to put my team on his back. But Asian's having a good night as well.
Yeah. It's an exciting game for both of us.
Yeah, so this will be fun to watch. I think the game script is actually perfect for both players.
Yeah.
Asian will probably get a lot of dump offs, and Cook they'll try to ground it out with him. So we'll see how it ends up.
But enough about us.
Enough about us. Let's talk rankings. Let's
do it.
We have a new number 12. Actually, give me 2. Oh, yeah. I'll just have to go
New number 12. It is the man who is not on the pod tonight.
It's Justin.
It's Justin.
We've corroborated our rankings with Fantasy Pros rankings of him. Or no, wait, I was 12th, right? And he was 11th. Either way, Justin's team is not good. Lost a guy last week. Has Ken, or I think he has Jacob on the docket. So no, he has Jacob on the docket. But nothing to be excited about.
Big dog in that match against Jacob. Although that's because he is playing Tua right now, which is not looking good.
No, Tua.
Did you see the first 2 interception?
I didn't turn it on yet.
It hit the receiver in the chest and bounced out and got intercepted. It was like a perfect throw.
I hate that. And that goes against Tua. Like it won't be counted as like a fumble or something. Very frustrating.
And that just sets the tone for the rest of the game, unfortunately.
But this team is kind of atrocious. And I think, this is he's got a litany of big storylines in terms of the Bengals offense not performing, the Falcons offense not performing, Dalton Kincaid still not performing.
No real bright spots or even like glimmers of hope really on his team after week 1. So the steep road ahead of him just got even steeper.
Gus Edwards is looking to be a bust, and there's no depth anywhere, and it's not good, not looking good for our most winningest in terms of championships manager.
Certainly not, but it's a long season.
Yeah, if anyone can turn it around, Justin has the capability. But I don't really want to talk too much else about this team. It's just bad. I do want to talk, and I want to ask you, because this is going to be a recurring thing, especially looking at the bottom couple teams here. The Bengals offense, are you concerned at all?
Yeah, but not that concerned.
Okay.
Like I would probably be buying low. But it's probably going to take a little bit to get going.
That's a recurring thing with them, and their schedule does not permit any sort of relief. They're playing the Chiefs this week.
Yeah.
Which is brutal. But then they do get Washington in week 3. So maybe if you're gonna buy, wait after this week and then go for it. But hopefully Justin can turn it around. All right, there's a new number 11 as well. Uh-oh.
This guy didn't miss the pod because he went down in rankings. He showed up.
I showed up. I wear it proudly. I do have myself ranked lower than you do, so
yeah, but, I think I dropped you like 1 spot.
Yeah.
Or 2 spots, but I don't think you deserve to be 11th.
I'm putting myself there just because how I was so disappointed with my team after week 1. I would have put myself at 12th, but I really think Justin's squad is just that
it's worse.
Yeah, it's so bad. But I think the frustrating part about my team is there's a lot of dudes on it that like I would go buy. Like I still like them a lot, and after the week 1, I definitely would have.
They're buy low candidates, and you already got them.
I already have them, so it's like, all right, well, I guess I'm not doing any movement this week. Yeah. Jordan Mason seemingly is a boon, and
I mean, he could be a all season thing if CMC is in and out of the lineup with injuries.
I think Mason will have value even if McCaffrey is in the lineup. I think that the injury that he's dealing with, it's Achilles tendonitis, and it's a pain thing. And I definitely think that in tough matchups, especially if CMC is active, they'll try to build a lead and then pull him. Like they'll just take him out of the lineup to try to preserve him, which is a huge get for me. And
let Mason shine.
I tried to trade him to Sam before week 1, and I asked for Jaden Reed. That was the player I wanted back, and Sam wouldn't have it because he wanted to see what he had in Reed, and I was like, dude, he's like your wide receiver 5, and I need somebody. I need somebody who's like, can I pay you in draft capital? And I was like, dude, I don't need draft capital right now. I need players that might do something. And both players popped off, but then Jordan Love got hurt, and Jordan Mason looks like he's going to start another week. So I am excited about that. But otherwise, yeah, I think I have some ascending players. I loved what I saw about my rookie receivers, Brian Thompson, and Keon Coleman. But otherwise, a rough week. When your kicker, who's a stud, is your highest scoring player, it was a bad week.
That almost happened to me. Like I think I had 1 player over 20, which was Evans.
Yeah.
And then my kicker had 17.
Who is your kicker?
Fairbairn.
Oh yeah, he had a great week. I kept rocking him out. Those 50+. But anyway, enough about me.
Moving
new number
on.
10.
Up 2 spots.
Good for you, Jacob. And Jacob's at 10. And re-looking at his team, I had Jacob over this Sunday to watch football with. I actually don't think it's as bad as we originally thought.
Really? I still think it's pretty bad.
Like, the depth is not great. But his starting lineup, like, I really like Mahomes and Jacobs and Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones is converting me.
Yeah, his 2 running backs seemingly showed up as well as you could have hoped with their new teams. So that's definitely trending up for him.
Singletary dominated the work in the backfield, the Giants, although that offense looks like it's something you want to be getting out of.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, otherwise, like, Tyreek Hill's great. I think Addison's going to be good. Sam Darnold for the Vikings looked really good, looked really competent. So again, depth and trying to find a more true wide receiver 2, I suppose. A lot of Vikings on the squad, but it is a Jacob team. And a tough loss to Ken last week. Ken really popped off. Jacob's team actually played pretty well.
Yeah, Jacob should get a dub here. Hopefully Addison gets a little more traction. Could string together a few wins here. Yeah, if he plays.
Yeah. And that's like the problem. If he doesn't play, like, here comes no one. There's no one.
Right.
Dunze and Brown are both out, so that's a disaster. All right, moving on. It's Sam.
That's quite a drop for Sam.
Yeah, Sam was 2 last week and was the low scoring team. This is deja vu. Didn't this happen last year?
We started high and dropped big.
after the first week.
I
Like
don't know. I'd have to go check
I
the
feel like his
archives.
whole team collapsed last year. I almost guarantee it actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, uh, how do I go to schedule? I'm in last year, or week one. Sam scored 37 points. No.
It's even worse than this year.
No. And he had oh man, it's like half of the same team. It's like T. Higgins, Joe Burrow. Oh yeah, he
He
almost
didn't
doubled his.
learn.
Well, he almost doubled his points this year. But it wasn't enough. And this is a squad that is just behest with injuries. Good God. Uh,
Yep.
we like it when it's healthy, but heavens to Betsy, like I've never seen this many week one injuries. Um, and also duds. So you like we talked about it last week. Javonte Williams was the big question mark if he could do something. He did not.
Yeah, he was
And
a big dud.
probably won't do anything again against the Pittsburgh Steelers defense this week. Looks like he's got something in Jaden Reed, but Jordan Love goes down, so that nukes his value. Adams is tied to a bad offense. Amari Cooper is tied to a bad offense. McCaffrey's hurt. Higgins is hurt. Nakua's on IR. It's a disaster. And the Bengals can't do anything.
Yeah, you need like so many things to go right for this team to turn around because on paper or preseason the pieces look good, so you know their potential, but like nothing is working right now. I think Reed will definitely be a great player throughout the year, but you can't say the same level of confidence with Burrow, Higgins, and CMC.
Yeah, and I think Reed needs Love to come back. And right now they're talking that he might go on short-term IR. So it's a disaster. But
Right.
hey, Sam did come back from 0-4 last year, was one game out of missing the playoffs, and if he had made the playoffs, would have won the championship. So
Wow.
keep it up, Sam.
Yeah,
Hopefully
I mean you
brighter.
got like what 6 weeks to evaluate your team before you have to fire sale, so
Yeah.
plenty of time.
In the meantime, if you want to trade CMC, I'm all ears. Okay. Moving moving on. It's Bryn. Bryn jumps up. He was at 9 last week. Now he's at 8. He gets the big win over me, and it's not bad. 2 kickers, 0 rings. The squad ain't bad. Um, in classic Bryn fashion, there's just really no depth on this team.
Yeah, I mean getting depth through the draft is hard. It usually takes a few weeks of waiver wire to get it.
I think the big question mark here isn't any of his starters, and Worthy seems like he could be a nice boomer bust player, who can actually boom. But Blake Corum got 0, I think 0 snaps or something, or yeah, didn't get a carry, didn't get a target, was on the field
Yeah.
and that's concerning. Like I like Corum's upside, but to not get any work and Ronnie Rivers is running ahead of him, and a player that you thought might share the field a little
And
bit with Tyron,
that's your whole depth.
right, is super concerning. Um, But hey, the waiver wire didn't really project anybody. I think we were talking, or you posted. It was like the cheapest week one waiver wire
Yeah, the
ever.
biggest spend was 11 for Tyler Lockett on week 1. That's very odd. So maybe we're just too good at drafting and there won't be any like standout pickups, but
I
I
think
doubt that's
so.
going to happen.
I know that the sources that I use to
I
kind
bet there'll
of
be some after this week.
comb through waiver pickups, like they kept naming players, and I was like drafted on a team.
Yeah.
It's like,
I mean, it seemed like the consensus around the internet was also that this was a very weak, or yeah, week 1, like poor week 1 for waivers.
there were some pickups that looked good, and I'm bringing this up now because Bryn didn't, I think, win any of them, which is very unfortunate for a team that needed depth. You had the 2 Rams receivers that both could potentially fill some of Nakua's role. Tank Bigsby went to Sam, and he was super involved and looked really good against the Dolphins for Jacksonville. And Madison seems to be the passing back in Vegas for a team that's probably going to be down a lot and throwing the ball a lot. And so this is not the first year that Bryn has kind of foregone the waiver wire early. And if he wants to build any kind of roster and move up further, I suggest that he pays more attention to it.
Yeah.
But all right.
Moving on to 7, we have Santos.
Santos, big jump here from
Big
10.
jump.
Almost gets the win against Josh. He got moodied out last week. Brutal. Absolutely brutal. Losing by a literal full point. And it was because Brock Purdy on the 4-yard line got sacked, and they trotted out a field goal to go up 32-10 at that point. Moody gets a field goal, and the game is over for Josh.
Absolutely tragic.
For Santos. If you had said like Ayuk popped off and scored 26 and Moody had 3, I think no one really cares. It's like, okay, but to lose to the kicker like that is demoralizing.
That Anthony Richardson trade looking real nice. Real nice right now.
Yeah. Super great for fantasy. And he's got Ramondre Stevenson on the bench,
Yeah.
who I think is going to be a contributor all year. Eckler is going to be catching passes. McConkey looks like a great wait and see. Godwin is a revelation. He can afford to bench McLaurin. Like, this team maybe even needs to go up further. I like it a lot.
Yeah, it's looking really good. You hope Andrews can be Andrews, and then if that's the case, this team is definitely playoff bound.
So nice job, Santos. Good to see those maybe question picks that we mentioned early on hitting for you. All right.
Yeah, big time.
Speaking of the guy who beat Santos, it's Josh. Slides in.
Change of 1 with Sam
And
Stroud.
Moody gets him the lift he needed. Potentially, if he did not, we could see these two teams flipped.
Yeah.
But all the things I think we brought up in the last pod still remain. The running back question marks. Montgomery had nothing until the overtime drive, where he went like 8 for 40 and a touchdown. That's like his whole stat line. DeAndre Swift was nowhere to be found. Couldn't find any run. 10 carries, 30 yards. Brutal.
Dude, so you were down on Olave. If I had told you the Saints score 47 points, you'd probably be like, well, he must have done something, right?
Yeah, I would have been like, yeah, Josh won by 20, right? No.
That's a very bad sign. I might actually, looking at this now, even flip-flop them. But, I mean, I think Ayuk, this is definitely an outlier for him. I think he'll be great.
He dropped a touchdown this week.
What do you think of Montgomery? Are you like, yeah, he's an every week starter?
I think he's a fine flex play. Montgomery's ceiling is capped by Gibbs. I think Gibbs, unlike last year where it was like Montgomery's out there down 1 and 2, Gibbs comes in as the change of pace / hurry up guy. This year, I don't know if you got to watch the Sunday night game. Montgomery and Gibbs swapped series. So Montgomery would come out for a full series. He only came out if he was gassed. Otherwise, that series was his. And then they flipped. And it was quite clear that Gibbs had just more juice. Not that Montgomery played terrible, but Gibbs was better.
17 for 91. That's a pretty good stat line.
But like I said, most of that came in the final drive. Like, literally, they went to overtime. And he got the ball 8 times and had like 45 to 50 yards and the touchdown in that last drive.
That's concerning then.
Yeah, so maybe they look at that and say, hey, we need to pound the rock more, and Montgomery's the guy to pound the rock with. But I think that they kind of realized that he was not efficient early on, and they're going to use him to salt away games. So in a positive game script, he becomes more valuable. Either way, I don't like any of these running backs to be my RB1. Kind of like them as an RB2. Pollard showed signs of life, which was encouraging. They, everything leading up to the season, Spears and Pollard were supposedly a 50-50 split, but Pollard was the guy. So that's encouraging for Josh. But yeah, the 3-headed monster of his receivers did not pan out. His running backs are not panning out. Thank God he has Josh Allen.
And Moody.
And Moody. Josh is
this is a big week for kickers.
Huge week.
Kickers that popped off.
Yeah, your guy went 17 points. You're probably ecstatic about that.
Oh yeah.
And I think he was like number 5 on the week.
I got 27 points from my DST. That's excellent.
Or
maybe 29 points even.
That's insane. Yeah, and not even Let's see. Fairbairn was 4 on the week.
Fairbairn? The Ravens, you mean?
Your kicker. He was the
kicker 4?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
on 17 points, which is a great week. So there you go. All right. Speaking of Josh, the other Josh,
The other
Kessner's at
Josh.
5, and his
Change of one.
his three-headed monster also didn't kind of pop. AJ Brown had a great game, but Amon-Ra and Marvin Harrison disappeared. But Kenneth
Yeah, I'm
Walker did
worried about
not.
Marvin Harrison.
Yeah, some really bad metrics around him. I don't know if you saw in the common era or the modern era of football, he was like ranked
He don't run.
1,000th in terms of speed for an opening week or something. Like across all receivers who've ever opened the season, he was like at number 1,000 in terms of slowness.
Yeah,
Which is
I'm a big fan of
disaster.
B-Rob, though. I'm not panicking on St. Brown yet. AJ Brown is a beast. He doesn't have that much depth for replacing Harrison if you had to, but you're trusting that you don't have to. So, solid squad. I believe in it. I hope Walker comes back for him.
Yeah, if
'Cause that
Walker
would
can't go,
suck if
he is
doesn't
in
play.
big trouble this week.
Yeah.
He'd be forced to play like McLaughlin or Warren, and neither of those guys did anything. And Caleb Williams, if he's going to be fantasy relevant, has a long way to go. He looked terrible last week.
Good matchup this week for him, so maybe he can get it going.
You think that Texans are a good matchup?
Aren't they?
I don't think so. I mean, they
They have a
just
good
let the Colts
defense?
complete 9 passes. That's all they completed.
Richardson only had 9 completions.
Yes.
Uh,
And their run game
maybe
did nothing. The Colts, like Taylor had a bad week.
9 completions. He did have that bomb, though. I guess that's where all his points came from.
Yeah, he had like 3 bombs. But Caleb's also missing Keenan Allen and Roma Dunze this week. Which is
So it's the DJ Moore show, huh?
It's gonna be the DJ Moore show. Yeah.
I guess I'll start him.
Yeah. But we'll see. I think it'll take a couple weeks for him to get
Yeah,
going.
it might take a little bit more than 2 weeks for him then.
Yeah. But yeah.
Dang, I really want to. Maybe Santos should be at 5.
The more I look, like we have this
I mean,
matchup
I was gonna swap Santos and Josh, but I realized I already had them swapped. I already had Santos ahead of Josh, but maybe Santos should be ahead of Kessner too.
I'm gonna do it. I'm putting him at 5.
I'm doing it too.
I'm doing it. All right, hold on. Upgraded rankings. Santos is at 5.
Santos is now 5. Josh is
Kessner.
at 7. Kessner's at 6.
There you go. There you go. We talked. Oh, we are in lockstep the whole way through after this.
No, we're not.
We are. Are we not?
Oh, after this, yeah.
After this, yeah. This is crazy. All right. Well, there you go.
It's pretty easy to rank the top 4, I think.
I agree. I agree. Okay. So you go, Santos. You're at 5. Kessner's 6. Josh is at
Way
6.
to go, Santos. Jump of 5 from 10 to 5.
Jump of 5 and
Massive,
no
dude.
additions. Did he? I think he changed his defense. That's it.
Yeah, he proved us wrong. All of his picks were hits.
They were great draft. All right, F4 it's Ken, bump of 1, and I like this team, dude. I mean, I think I was the biggest stan of it last week, but Banking Barkley is great. Baker Mayfield, ahem. I'll take a double.
Yeah, I was watching Barkley pop off and thinking to myself, I drafted Gibbs over this guy for some reason. Why did I do that? Why did I do that?
It's the perfect storm. Barkley's got like finally a good offensive line, receivers that can take players out of the box, and a quarterback.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking. I was thinking of all those years on a terrible team with a terrible O-line. Like, I guess Barkley's just isn't good enough. I'd rather have the better offense, but not realizing he went to a great team with a great O-line and it's just going to dominate.
Yeah, and when
I don't deserve him.
When you have Hurts like also as a threat, you have to spy him. So like Barkley, I think he faced the 3rd least loaded boxes on the week, and it shows. And so now, like, what are you gonna do? You gonna load the box and let Hurts tear you apart with AJ Brown and Devontae Smith on the outside? Like, I don't know how you defend.
Yeah, that's so true. Because like last year, Swift was able to have success on the ground. Swift sucks
for that reason because it was empty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang.
So,
Oh well.
Kyron's usage was insano style. I think he was on the field for 91% of snaps.
Yeah, that's got to be the best running back combo in the league. Barkley and Kyron.
Absolutely. Pittman wasn't great. We already talked about how Richardson only completed 9 passes. But if Pittman catches one of those bombs, I guess he can have a good week. I guess it's more of a not consistent, just hoping he scores. And Devonta Smith.
Ferguson is going to miss time.
Who's that? Ferguson, yeah, probably at least a week. Did he pick up? He picked up Freiermuth.
Yes, Freiermuth. Yeah,
that's fine.
Shichi, he had a good game.
Yeah,
but that was off a bomb. I think
he's gonna have.
No, that was Khalil Shakir that had the bomb.
They both had a bomb.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah, he was Shaheed. I think it was like a 65-yard touchdown.
Wow.
He'll do that like 2 or 3 times in a week or on the year.
In a year,
yeah. Always worth the throw. And I liked Keenan Allen, who looks like he's not going to play, but Keenan Allen led the team in targets, which was a shock to me. 11 targets, and he dropped the touchdown, which is very unlike him.
Yeah.
So that could be a steal. We got to keep an eye on that. I think Rashee Rice is the biggest steal, though. Holy smokes.
Yeah, I think Rice is going to be great throughout the year, and then you kind of going to see what you have with Allen and Shaheed. So, yeah, definitely deserves the 4 spot. And what a call with Mayfield getting like 29 points in week 1. That was epic.
Another good matchup with Detroit as well. Should be fireworks against one of our remaining teams. But we're not there yet. Going to 3. It's Mark. Mark's at 3. And another one of those squads that just doesn't really have a hole. Drafted likely. That's going to be great for him. I mean, I don't know why he's not playing him over Bowers. Bowers looked awesome week 1. Is he maybe... he practiced in full. I don't understand. I don't get it, Mark. You don't need to start a Raven just because he's a Raven. Put James Conner in the lineup, man. Oh, he is. Okay, thank God. Like last week, I don't know why he didn't do that over Zay Flowers. He's living the dream. He's got the Flowers Jackson stack. Breece Hall and Kamara are so good.
Oh my gosh, this team is loaded.
Nico Collins is so good. J.K. Dobbins was the guy for L.A.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, this team, dude, he's got Metcalf on the bench, and he should. Like, that's the right decision.
Oh man, this team might be better than mine.
It's really good. It's very, very good. He plays Josh this week. We're starting the second half. Josh Allen is not carrying Josh Kobayashi's team, so Mark has a good chance of beating him. We'll keep an eye on it. But yeah, three Ravens. Like I think Bowers needs to go to just I don't know, double flex. But yeah, otherwise, good job, Mark. Great squad.
I'm putting Mark at 2.
Might
not change anything.
I don't know if it'll change it. It did. How is that possible?
It's splitting hairs. They're average. They're both the averages.
No. It's because points 4 from last season. Hold on.
From last season, yeah. What's points for this season? We can just make that call real quick.
All right. Well, while you do that, let's talk about the other team that might be second, might be third.
Guy had more points for it, so Guy should remain at 2.
Yeah. So Mark's at 3, Guy's at 2. And have you taken a look at Guy's squad? And you like Mark more? Have you seen this?
I'm emotional. Let me look at it again.
Yeah.
I mean, his receivers are insane.
Jayden Daniels, Jonathan Taylor.
I'm not going to give him tons of points for Daniels. It's only been 1 game.
Dude, I'm telling you, he's going to be awesome. But this is what I was talking about in terms of the Houston Texans stifling the run. Jonathan Taylor had 16 attempts for only 40.
I think Mixon's game is going to be an anomaly, but it's still really good. A big hit in the draft.
30 attempts. You think that will be an anomaly?
Jordan Love on the bench.
Yeah.
Yes, I do. That's way too many attempts.
But I mean, I think it just shows the usage. Like he was the back. Like they aren't using anybody else.
Oh yeah, no, he's definitely the back.
Offense. And then CeeDee Lamb and Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, forget about it.
Whoa! I think Neighbors bounces back in a big way this week. Guy, don't listen to this pod. Stop listening. Let me try to trade for him, and then you can keep listening. um, against Washington.
This might be worth the 2 spot.
Yeah.
I mean, he is the 2 spot, so he gets it.
J-Mo Williams is your wide receiver 5. Come on, dude.
It's crazy.
Doesn't need to play him or Tank Dell.
We have some loaded teams this year.
Yes. I'm telling you. It's disgusting.
I think there's definitely a tier break at 3.
I agree. I would agree. And then I like Bucky Irving looked really good. As he could be a flex play. Like, he was very efficient. It was the Skins, but he was very efficient. He's definitely the change of pace guy, the guy they want immediately after Rachaad White. Benson was the 2 for the Cardinals. So, like, we know that James Conner, I love him, is going to get hurt. Like, be it week 6, week 10, like, it's going to happen.
Yeah, he's planning ahead here.
And Benson's going to be very, very valuable. The letdown here is Spears. 45% of the snaps, but not nearly the work as Pollard. But who cares? Because the rest of the team's loaded. Like, this is insanity. And Engram will bounce back. The whole tight end position had a down week.
I'm not that worried about Engram.
Yeah. So nice job, guy. Sitting at 2, and that's a bump up of 1 for him. And then
no change at the top.
No change at the top. All right. Well, it's been a fun pod.
Is it worth though? I mean, I did have most points for.
Yeah.
I feel like I see what's the opposite of rose-colored glasses. That's how I see my team.
Oh, are you down on it? You put yourself at 1.
I'm overly skeptical.
If you're skeptical, you shouldn't have put yourself at 1.
I'm not excited about anything anymore.
I mean, let's want me to let's blow
actually
sales, okay?
Yeah,
Sprout's gonna be a top 7, top 5 guy. I don't think he's gonna compete for QB1, but he'll be right there.
That's fine.
Gibbs and Achane are as fine as a duo as almost anybody's team other than Ken. That's a great 1-2. And look at Achane's usage tonight. He's halfway through the third. Yeah,
he's getting everything.
Or halfway through the game, and he is the dude, and he looks good. He's durable right now, so let's see if that sticks.
Yeah, go ahead.
Garrett Wilson had 11 targets, and Aaron Rodgers said, I need to get in the ball more. That happened.
Yeah, if you watch the game, he was getting lots of work in the first half. He had one drive where he got like 5 receptions, and then they missed him in the end zone or something. And then the game just fell apart for them, and nothing was working, and they got destroyed by the other team. So I don't think that was really on him. I'm not at all concerned that he had fewer points than Allen Lazard.
No, Lazard just happened to score the touchdowns.
Because he had some great catches.
Evans is still Evans. Still a dog.
Yeah, GOAT.
Never will.
Hall of Famer.
First ballot. Anyone says otherwise doesn't watch the sport of football. Travis Kelce's going to bounce back. He's going to compete.
I mean, he's going to be Kelce. If he can be tight end top 3, I'm fine with it.
It's an advantage for you. DJ Moore, the DJ Moore show happens this week, so this is a huge question mark just because Caleb Williams did look terrible.
Yeah, I'm still oddly optimistic, but it is a question mark. But I have like 4 players on my bench that I could start.
Exactly, that's what I was going to say.
Actually, really 3, but
Zach Moss, you could play. Ford, you could play. Cooks, I liked. Cooks' usage in a negative game script was phenomenal.
Cooks is one of the guys that was trending up last year and seems to be rolling into this year, which I'm very happy about.
And then we're learning, I think, in real time that Curtis Samuel, I guess, is not the dude.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold him. Oh yeah, never mind. He's playing right now. Yeah, he's probably cuttable after this week.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, maybe he turns it up in the second half, but yeah, kind of a shocker. I like him going into the draft.
I don't think they need him with Cook popping off the way he is.
Yeah, Cook is being a man right now. But there you go.
But yeah, having 4 wide receivers and 4 running backs that I could play is really nice and really comfy spot to be in. And I'm like looking at other teams and thinking, should I start making trades? But also having the security of, if one of my guys goes down, I'm fine. Like if HN wasn't playing, I'd be like, okay, no problem at all. Just slot in forward. It's totally fine.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's why I have you at 1. I like the balanced depth. There are teams that have better
So they're
position
cutting out for
groups
me.
than you, but overall, um, there's just no one is as equally depth. Like, yeah, like we just
Yeah,
talked about Guy Scott, which I
that's a
love a
game
lot.
changer.
His back end of his running backs are all dudes that have the potential to be great. Like your guys are producing right now.
Right. Yeah, you couldn't just start them right now,
Right.
which is a difference maker, I think.
So yeah, we'll see if movement gets made. I think I've set out a trade. It's such a weird.
I sent out a couple trade offers, but I didn't get any responses.
Week 1 was so deflated. I know that like personally, my squad is undervalued right now, so it's hard to make a trade on something that I can like project.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think like I don't know. For some reason, this first week was so weird. Just like there are dudes that popped off that I don't know if they're gonna keep popping off or like investing in, and then are you gonna overpay? I don't know. A lot more murky than other weeks or other week ones rather.
Makes it exciting. Makes it fun.
Yeah, absolutely. But there you go. That's our rankings. So just again, Noah at 1, Guy at 2, Mark 3, Ken 4, Santos 5, Kessner 6, Josh 7, Bryn at 8, Sam at 9, Jacob at 10, I'm at 11, and Justin, we miss you, buddy. Come on back, but you're at 12. All right. You got anything else?
No, that's it.
All
Awesome
right.
week
It's
1.
nice, short, and sweet. And good luck to everyone but Noah. Adios, people. Bye-bye.
Peace.